All right, a new day, a new record at the pumps. I don't need to tell you that because you're paying it. According to AAA Daily Fuel Gauge Report, the national average for a gallon of gas now stands at $4.07. I'm paying more than that. Now the U.S. and others are urging oil-producing nations to increase their production. They thumb their noses at us. And while Saudi Arabia has argued the markets are well supplied right now, there is a new report that says the Saudis are thinking about increasing oil output. Don't hold your breath. Still, what do Americans think? Is it time to stop depending on nations like Saudi Arabia and focus on domestic drilling in places like OG Anwar? Let's ask radio talk show host Mary Walter, who joins us, and radio talk show host and Clashing Stripes, Ellis Henican. I'm dizzy just looking at that combination.
You know what? I thought it was an impeccable match.
On him, it looks good. He carries it off.
You know, only some guys can carry that sort of thing off.
I think it's a Rorschach test of some sort. Okay, Mary, let me begin with you. It's lovely to care about a caribou when you're only paying $1.50 a gallon.
Right.
Are you hearing from your listeners who are saying, you know what, it's time for John McCain to go to Anwar, take a look at the situation, come back and say, you know what, I was wrong. Now that we're paying $4 plus, we should drill.
Well, absolutely. We just talked about this past week on the air, and people have had enough. $4, that was the magic number. You hit it, $4, they're done. And people want the drilling domestically. They want the wind farms off the coast. They say we're sitting on the soil, but they also want a long-term plan so that once this is gone, now what are we going to do?
Now, Ellis, of course, your liberal listeners have never been to Anwar, so they don't realize that the caribou walk by the existing oil rigs on the North Slope and don't blink an eye.
Now, are you really going to trash the caribou? Is that what's going to happen here?
You know, I think maybe some people in America are saying, let's eat the caribou.
Greg, I love agreeing with John McCain about something, and he understands the same thing that my folks do, which is that it doesn't make any sense to ruin the wilderness and pollute the ocean so every American family can drive a Hummer.
But there's no hard evidence to that fact.
Well, absolutely there is. Report after report, environmentalists everywhere. There are laws for reasons on this kind of stuff. They understand. My folks understand we are never going to drill our way out of this crisis. We need some fresh thinking here.
But taxing our way out of the crisis isn't the answer either, which is what your people want to do.
Well,
windfall profit tax.
Exactly.
Which, by the way, never worked before.
I'll tell you, there are some practical solutions out there, and some of them have actually been proven to work. Better gas mileage standards, those cafe standards, let's make them tougher. Let's give people tax breaks to insulate their homes. Let's get out of Iraq. That'll make those prices come down.
Are you hearing from listeners who are also saying, Mary, that, look, environmentalists stopped the offshore drilling in Florida, so guess what? The Chinese are now drilling there in that oil field off the coast of Cuba.
And Ellis's compassionate people, his liberals, are taking those jobs away from Americans and giving them to foreigners. Don't you think we want good Americans to have those jobs?
Maybe the Chinese could sell us our own oil.
Hold on just a second here. I can't believe that my conservative friends are suggesting that Washington ought to override the popular view of the citizens of California and Florida. You don't think states matter anymore? I thought you guys love state power.
They can drill so far offshore, nobody can even see it.
I come from Louisiana. We do a lot of drilling offshore, but let me tell you, it has had some economic benefits. But we've paid a pretty heavy cost for that, I promise you.
Times have changed. All right. Ellis Henican, Mary Walter, good to see you both. Thanks very much. You can keep the combo. It's not that bad.
You're just jealous, I think.
Stripes forever.
Yeah. Right, it's because he doesn't have pink on like Greg wears.
There you go.
He's got the blue on. Greg's got the pink.
I have no question about my identity.
I report, you decide, folks.